Hey there, friends and freedom lovers. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a Libertarian? I'm your host, Jeff, and today we have a startling story to cover. One that shines light on big government, parental rights, and the lengths to which officials and researchers might go in the name of public health. Buckle up because what you're about to hear might just raise your eyebrows and get you thinking about how your tax dollars are spent and who's really in charge of educating our kids. Now, on with the show. The big reveal. So here's the headline. The federal government has poured more than $27 million into a nonprofit that texts explicit sexual health advice to minors, including children as young as 13, and even offers secret HIV testing without parental notification. This program is run by the Center for Innovative Public Health Research, a nonprofit. Now, before we dive deeper, let's clarify. The center says they want to reduce teen pregnancy and the spread of sexually transmitted disease. Goals that certainly sound noble, but where things get dicey is the fact that they're doing this through text messages directly to teens, sometimes as young as 13, on topics ranging from sex toy usage to emergency contraceptive, all done in secrecy without parents knowing. This should be very disturbing to parents and even people like me who are godfathers. That secrecy, of course, is deliberate. According to the program's leaders, they get waivers from an oversight board under the Department of Health and Human Services to enroll children in these studies without a single phone call or permission slip reaching mom or dad. And that's what's got a lot of folks fired up. Girls to Girls and waivers. Let's talk about Girls to Girls, a program that targeted female teens, especially those who might be attracted to other females, to provide ongoing messages about sexual behavior, safe sex, and even how to obtain the morning after pill. The ages, mostly 14 to 16. That's early high school, maybe even middle school. And that's kind of creepy right there. The logic, as Center Medical Director Michelle L. Ybarra puts it, is that requiring parental permission could force some of these teenagers to disclose their sexual identity at home and might put them in a potentially unsafe situation. The same words they always use when they want more government overreach. So they sought and received a waiver of parental permission. I don't get this at all. This is absolute bullshit. While we can all agree that safety for those teens is important, critics argue, including me, that it sidesteps an even bigger issue, parental rights. Parents, after all, have a say in how their children are educated about sexuality, especially when it involves medical tests, prescription medication, or highly sensitive health advice. According to investigative reporter Hannah Grossman, this has been going on for a decade without widespread public knowledge. Now we get into the fun, the federal funding trail. Next, let's look at how much money we're talking about. The Center for Innovative Public Health Research has received over $27 million in federal funding since 2009, so the start of Obama's administration. Mostly through the Department of Health and Human Services, a chunk of this, around $4 million, funded Girls to Girls. There's also another $5 million for HIV prevention programs targeting teenage boys beginning at age 13, including instructions on how to get condoms and HIV test kits sent to their homes or an alternate location like a kiosk so their parents won't find out. Some texts even link to interactive demonstrations showing condom usage and recommended lube. Additionally, participants as young as 13 are offered gift cards in exchange for joining, so you're bribing kids. In some cases, they are asked to take multiple HIV tests, again, hidden from parents. The justification and the critics. Supporters of these programs say, look, teen pregnancy and HIV infections are a real concern. According to government data. Teen birth rates are on the decline. Some of that success could be the results of interventions like sex education and improved access to contraception. They also point to the CDC's recommendation that everyone aged 13 to 64 get tested for HIV at least once. On the flip side, people like me warn that such hush-hush practices undermine parental authority and could potentially endanger kids. Imagine your 13-year-old receiving explicit text messages or medical advice from a stranger, albeit a well-intentioned researcher, but those are just creepy. But you, as the parent, are left in the dark. That's exactly what Hannah Grossman calls unethical. Now, some of you might not have heard of this, but we're going to go with IRBs and government oversight. Now, how can a waiver of parental permission even happen in the first place? That brings us to something called an Institutional Review Board, or IRBs. These boards, under HHS guidance, can waive parental permission if, for example, they believe the study might protect teens from revealing potentially harmful information to family members. Who the hell gave you that right as the government? But here's the kicker. According to the Government Accountability Office study, found that neither the FDA nor the HHS Office of Human Research Protections has adequately assessed how effective these IRBs are in safeguarding minors. That's a big concern considering how many children these IRBs are effectively greenlighting for secret studies, testing, and medical evidence and medical advice. Now let's get to the libertarian perspective, because that's why y'all here. So what does all this mean from a libertarian standpoint? We genuinely champion individual liberties, yes, even for teens, but we also believe in the sanctity of the family unit and parental rights. Our big question is, who decides the line between protecting a child's privacy and respecting the parent's right to guide and guard their child's well-being? If there's a genuine concern that certain kids are at risk if they come out to their parents, the answer might involve more nuanced community support or counseling, not a massive federally funded text messaging system that outright bypasses parental involvement. Because when the government steps in and directly funds a secret conduit to underage children, the question becomes, are they saving lives and preventing disease, or are they usurping parental authority without the parent's knowledge or consent? Now let's wrap this up, because I'm a little hot about this. To me, this story underscores the complexity of mixing public health goals with questions of who has the moral and legal right to guide children's decision. It's not a simple black and white scenario, but one thing is certain, the lack of transparency here feels disturbing, because why are you texting my goddaughter or my godson this stuff? You can believe the center's heart is in the right place while still being troubled by a process that invests millions of dollars into going behind parents' backs. As always, we need to ask, where does this end, and how much power should bureaucrats have over the most sensitive aspects of our lives, especially the lives of our kids? And I say they should have none. Zero, zilch, none. All right, that's it for today's episode, folks. If you want to dig deeper, check out the original reporting from the Washington Times. I will include the link to the article below. And if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this episode. Let's keep the conversation rolling in the comments or wherever you share ideas. I'm also on Spotify now, too. I'm Jeff, and this has been Are You Smarter Than a Libertarian? New videos drop every day. Until next time, stay free, stay informed, and stay accountable, because freedom depends on it. Have a great day.